Dinarland highlights. From BGG, Adam Montana, Raren 98, Cap and more. First up from BGG, Dinar updates. Our economy is space. Monetary policy is an example. The article is a very hard translation, but in my honest opinion filled with dead giveaways. For those pouting about not being rich yet, this is one more log on the fire. What it means is, they are doing things, up until now, this economist doesn't understand and can't explain. Quotes. We urgently need a new economic philosophy that leads to generating development and to expand the supply and demand for local production in all its variants, especially in an important aspect of monetary policy is dealing with the value of the development of the dinar or the liberation of the value of the dinar. The liberalization or floating of the currency is not strange or innovative in the money market, it is a tool of the monetary policy. That's all I have to say. That is a direct narrative on the state of the currency value in Iraq. This was published yesterday. Cannot be any more direct. Next up from Adam Montana. This Ramadan is certainly like no other since what feels like 100 years ago when I first got involved in the dinar. I have always maintained that nothing serious will get done during Ramadan. This is the first time I've ever felt differently. This Ramadan, in my opinion, has potential. Potential for the HCL, potential for major announcements, potential for major progress. I have not decided if I believe this includes or excludes an actual RV, but my gut is leaning towards yes on HCL progress, no on a RV announcement. If there was going to be an immediate RV, it should have been done after the OPEC meeting, but before the start of the holiday, so I'm leaning towards late June. Back to the OPEC meeting, this went about as good as we could have hoped for. Kurdistan is officially exempt from the oil-producing limitations agreement, which opens the door for Iraq as a whole. With that freedom in their back pocket, Iraq is able to put solid plans into play, particularly, you guessed it, HCL. I still maintain, as I always have, that the HCL is key to the success of an RV. We do not want to see Iraq RV, only to have the price of the currency plummet immediately due to a lack of faith in Iraq from outside countries, currency exchanges, the IMF, and all the other important pieces of this puzzle. So just because they didn't RV on the 26th does not mean we should despair or even worry. There is a specific path to success, and Iraq is in a position to take that path. Iraq is actually working on the important stuff, finally, and there is optimism about the coming days. Next from Bruce, the infomercial fantasy call, LOL. I think the fact it is pretty quiet overall is a good thing. Some sources we had in the past have gone dark. A lot of things have happened very positively to move this thing along. We do know what has happened in Iraq. They have had some rate changes in country. Still looking for an international announcement about the RV of the currency, and the fact they are truly sovereign as a nation and have their complete sovereignty back. The take back of Mosul has been accomplished for some time, but it is just coming out the last couple of days in mainstream news. Infrastructure projects in Iraq to keep going and moving. They laid brand new electrical cable in Mosul, new fiber optics, new links in all the banks, all connected and working. ATM machines are up and running. Throughout the country all are ready. They are in Ramadan now and will set off the fireworks when the timing is right. Some of the parades did take place a few days ago. They are in the midst of the celebration, but not full bloom as much as they will be as soon as the announcement is let out and the budget is put in the Gazette finally with the visible. My understating is our Secretary of the Treasury was supposed to make a phone call to PM Abadi this morning Tuesday. I don't have confirmation that occurred, and I think it was going to be a congratulation call for the RV of the currency and the sovereignty and return of Mosul. We don't know the exact rate on the screens. They were trading those currencies up to new levels. Everything is moving forward and you are moving forward with it. I know we are very close. Let's pray we are at the end of this ride and we get to see this thing very shortly. Next up from Cap. Relax, they are not ready yet. When you see the laws passed and the banking insurance in place, investors will begin to come into Iraq, then we will see the float. Next up from another animal. Whoever would have thought we would still be here without an RV at the end of May in the year 2017. So now we are hearing that the official announcement is being planned for about mid-June or around June 10th. Let's wait and see how this all plays out. Please do not expect this date to be some trigger for an RV. Let's see what goodies the CBI brings us around this time. I fully expect them to begin their re-education campaign for currency reform / delete the zeros project and what they will do in the next phase of it. Last up from Rairin 98. The CBI governor was on television saying the deposit protection law would be implemented soon. The IMF is supposed to meet with the CBI today. Citizens were urged to evacuate areas of Mosul, with full liberation expected in 1 week. This morning, Iraqi television is reporting, complete liberation of Mosul is coming soon. I can't see it dragging many more days now. When it's finally concluded, with reconciliation and economic reforms completed, then we should see the currency change.